Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another apartment renovation. So today I'm renovating this apartment, which is one of the Chic Street apartments, I believe. You can see the address on the top left hand side of the screen, so if you'd like to place it in your game, that's where it goes. So for this apartment, I want to do something that was a bit more on the realistic side, because so often I create apartments and homes that are really color coordinated or really colorful and kind of fancy, or I don't know. I feel like they're just so coordinated that it feels unrealistic. So I wanted to do something that was a bit more on the realistic side where not everything matches, but it's really cozy and there's clutter and there's mess and it just feels like any family could live here and it just feels kind of relatable. And this is actually something I've wanted to do for a while. I've been wanting to do this in like a regular family home that's maybe like 2 or 3 bedrooms. I just haven't figured out exactly like what I want the exterior to look like. I've tried to build it a couple of times, but I haven't found something that I was really liking. But yeah, the interior will look something like this. So I just wanted to play around with this idea in an apartment and see what I could come up with. So I think this is what the interior would kind of look like. Of course, it wouldn't match identically. I would do something different, but let me know if you guys want to see a realistic family home. So I think that'd be kind of fun once I figure out how I want it to look anyways. So yeah, here you can see I'm decorating this room. It's kind of like a storage room / laundry room. This is a fixer-up apartment, so you'll see the electrical box and the pipes and stuff on the wall. I thought this would be perfect for a realistic type of apartment because maybe if you're living in the city, you couldn't afford like the biggest, nicest apartment. This one's a bit of an awkward shape. And of course it has its faults with things breaking and there's mice and I think even roaches and stuff like that. So it can be a bit frustrating in game, but I feel like it was kind of a fun apartment to build this style in. There you would have noticed that I placed some rooms with some of the objects from the debug menu that you might notice that are normally laying on the ground. I actually used the tool mod to move them around. I've been playing around with that again recently, trying to just make some new decorations. So I will be putting some rooms up on the gallery of some new items. I meant to use all of them in this apartment, but I just kind of forgot to. So I think I only used that mop, which the mop is totally not that necessary because it's the same mop that we got with Realm of Magic, except for the one with Realm of Magic you can fly on if you're a spellcaster, and this one is just a regular mop. But with the tool mod, it does actually change the rotation, so if you try to move it, it's a bit tricky, and I think that was part of the reason why I didn't use some of the other decorations, but I will be using them soon, especially if I do a realistic family home. So yeah, definitely keep your guys' eyes peeled on my gallery page if you're interested in downloading any of the decorations that I've been coming up with. But here you can see I'm cluttering up the kitchen. I really wanted it to be cluttery and lived in. Like this isn't, like the parents don't have time to clean. They're busy working. I'm not sure if it's one parent or 2 parents. They definitely have 1 kid though. I put bunk beds in there because I was imagining that they have 2 and hoping that we get bunk beds that we could replace these with. And so I think the kids' room is really cute, but unfortunately only 1 kid would fit in there, but you can have 2 parents if you would like to. And yeah, all of the other rooms are just as cluttery as this kitchen, so hopefully you guys like clutter because I just had a lot of fun with it. And you will notice that I'm using the island counters to move the coffee pot and the microwave into different places because I thought that would be a little bit more of a realistic placement, and I was kind of inspired by my friends' apartments that I was doing. They won't be usable, they're purely decorative. I know that bothers some of you guys, but I think for this interior style, it's just kind of necessary, at least in my opinion, because I think it just looks more realistic to not have them perfectly centered on the counter. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's how I feel. So that's what I decided to do, but of course you can move them and delete the counters if you would like to. I actually got some questions asking why you weren't able to size down the counters like I was. If you use the regular counters, they don't size down. You have to use an island. So use an island counter, the one that actually has the lip going off of it where you would attach a bar stool to. Those ones size down, but not the regular counters. So that might be why some of you guys were having trouble, but maybe you were using a different key or something. If you use the left and right bracket keys, you can size objects up and down whether or not you have move objects on. It always works. And if you ever have any questions about that, because I always get questions about how I freely place objects, I did do a move objects tutorial. It's maybe not the best tutorial, but I think it's kind of useful and explains what I do to place objects because I do get a lot of questions about it. So definitely check out that tutorial. If I remember, I will link it in the description so you guys can find it easily. Yeah, I'll try to remember. I'll do my best. But either way, here you can see I am moving on to the living room. I love the living room because I cluttered up the coffee table with a ton of stuff. I put some laundry up there because I felt like that was really realistic to just have your laundry. It's folded, but you just haven't got the opportunity to put it away. In my case, it would just be an unfolded thing of laundry forever. It'd be clean, but wrinkly because I am very lazy when it comes to laundry, but I felt like that was kind of realistic to have, especially in your living room. I don't fold my clothes in my living room, but I know a lot of people do. Like I had a babysitter when I was growing up that always folded her clothes while she watched basically like, what do you call those? I'm forgetting the name. Like Days of Our Lives. What is the word for those? Soap operas. That's the word I'm looking for. She would always watch those and fold her clothes. And my sister does the same thing. She always folds her clothes and watches TV. So yeah, thought that was kind of a realistic thing to do. But anyways, something I want to mention in this video, and it's not a super long video, so I need to get started. I am going to be doing a new apartment series. I've mentioned this a few different times in videos recently, so hopefully you guys are excited, but I wanted to kind of talk about it in this video and get your guys' opinion. So what I would like to do is go through each of the apartments and not change the floor plan and just redecorate them. So what I was wondering from you guys is, should I keep the layouts exactly the same? Like if the kitchen's in a certain spot, keep the kitchen there and not move it at all. And if the furniture is in certain places, roughly kind of keep the living room in the same place. Like don't change it too much. Like my idea is to keep it mostly the same as the original apartment. I'm just switching out the furniture pieces to decorate it more in my style or for certain families that I see living there and kind of things like that. So let me know your guys' opinions, but I thought this would be really fun because I haven't done this. I always change the layouts, and there's a lot of floor plans that come in apartments that I really don't like, so I think it's gonna be kind of a challenge, and it'll be kind of fun to see if I can come up with something that I actually really like and maybe end up liking the layout where originally I kind of hated it. So we'll see how it goes, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. And of course, as always, if you guys have any apartment suggestions, like themes or families that you see living in certain apartments, definitely let me know. I always enjoy hearing that. And I think there was something else I wanted to mention about them. Oh yeah, there's one apartment I've never decorated, and that's the 3-story one. So this series will force me to decorate that apartment, and I'll just keep the floor plan, because the reason I've never decorated it before is because I'm intimidated by doing a floor plan in that apartment, and I don't really like the one that it came with. So for my save file, I want to change it, but maybe I will end up really liking the layout when I decorate it this time, or this only time, and then maybe I'll end up using it for my save file, or maybe I'll get an idea of what to do for my save. So it's gonna kind of force me to do some apartments that I don't normally do, like a lot of the larger uptown apartments, or basically all of them except for like the handful that I always decorate over and over again. I actually tried decorating a larger apartment the other day. I might finish that one before I start this series, so there might be one apartment before I start doing that one. So leave me your guys' opinions, what you guys want to see me do, and how strictly you guys want me to stick to the layout. Like, should I keep everything in exactly the same spot? That's kind of what I'm debating about. Like, I'm just not sure if I'll start decorating an apartment and realize that the kitchen could be moved over like by like a square or so. Like I won't change the walls, those are going to stay exactly the same, but maybe if I like reorient the layout a little bit, like can I do that? I'm just not sure like the exact restrictions I want to put on myself. So your guys' input is going to be very helpful here, and like what you guys would want to see. So yeah, please leave them in the comments. But anyways, I quickly decorated the bathroom. It's not that exciting, but it gets the job done, and it has the stand-up shower with the bathtub. And I used that one from Parenthood because I liked the curtain on it. I thought it kind of fit with the style of this apartment, and it felt like the Sims living here would pick out that shower curtain. So I don't know if you guys agree, but I thought it worked. And then also I cluttered up the sink area with some makeup and random things just to make it feel that much more lived in, and also some like cleaning supplies and yeah, other basic bathroom items that I thought looked really cute. But here you can see I'm decorating the kids' bedroom. So like I mentioned, the bunk bed is unfortunately not perfect. The top bunk is not accessible. It's purely decorative because I wanted to have a bunk bed because I feel like that's so, I don't know, realistic, and I wanted to imagine that they had 2 kids. Unfortunately, they can only have one, but the bottom bunk definitely works. I did play test it and my sim was able to use it, and I just cluttered up the top with some stuffed animals and other toys to cover up the weird clipping where the bed was kind of poking through the bookshelves that I was using. I did actually forget to put a ladder in here, so hopefully that doesn't bother some of you guys too much. I didn't realize it till way later and I'm just gonna leave it because, you know, I don't know. We can make ladders, but they just don't always look that good. So it might bother some of you guys, but I'm not too worried about it. And as for the decorations in here, I wanted to keep it pretty mismatched. There's just random posters. There's a few like the Sims Transformer type characters on things. There's some science things, some more like sports related items, and it's just cluttered and it's kind of messy. And all of the furniture doesn't necessarily go together, but I really like it. I always love decorating kids' rooms. They're like my favorite rooms to decorate ever because you can just add so much personality to them. Like I feel like way more than you can adult Sims. Like adult Sims, like I feel like they have to look a bit more mature to make it feel like a grown-up actually lives in the bedroom. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's how I feel when I'm decorating. But over here is going to be the parents' bedroom, and it's nice. I think it's a really pretty room. I decided to go with the bed from Cats and Dogs. It's a bit more of a fancier bed than I was wanting to use. I was wanting to use this base game bed because I felt like it just looked less expensive, and I wanted to go for things that looked a little bit more on the cheaper side, but I just really wasn't liking it. I wasn't liking any of the colors, and it just didn't feel that comfortable. Like I was going for a bed that looked more realistic, and I just feel like the ones that came from Seasons and Cats and Dogs just look so much more like plush and comfortable. Like there's actual blankets on there and pillows. So that's why I decided to go with this one. And I decided to not put matching nightstands on either side of the bed, partially because I didn't have a whole lot of space in this room, but also because I don't feel like it's always that realistic to have matching nightstands with matching lamps or like perfectly like symmetrical decorations. So I thought that was a better way to go. And then over here I do have a dresser and a chair and a plant and just some random clutter. I put some decorations up on top of the dresser to clutter it up, of course, to make it feel lived in and cluttery and kind of messy. But anyways, this is, I think, basically it for the apartment. I just add the final few decorations. I kind of struggled actually with artwork in this bedroom, so you'll see me move things around, especially on the left side of the bed, but I think it all works out. I thought this framed poster was kind of nice, mostly because I used it in the friends' apartments recently, so I wanted to use it again. But either way, we are on to the screenshots, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Little by little, day by day, I'm caught in the middle of a spinning wheel where all I feel is the ice getting thinner. Step by step, day by day, I'm fighting a winner. Pushed around, I'm nowhere bound, no solid ground. How can I get it back? How can I be strong? All I do comes out wrong. I wanna be a saint, but I ain't. I'm far from. I wanna be brave, I wanna stand tall, but I feel like I'm losing this war. How can I stand my ground when I back down each time? Time is a struggle, little by little, day by day, I'm trying to juggle. Losing track, no turning back. I'm running through fire. Step by step, day by day, burning the wire. Pushed around.